My name's Nadine Levey. I'm class of 2022. I'm a psychology major and I am from Fayston, Vermont. So on the roster, I'm from Moortown, Vermont, but because Fayston's so small, we don't have a post office. So mail goes to Moortown. So I decided to major in psychology kind of right after I took Psych 101. I just really connected with the material to a certain degree. Felt like I related to some of the things that were going on, and I really liked how I could apply myself to the subject and the subject could apply to me as well. So I definitely appreciate the psych department. I think all of the professors there really understand how to communicate with students, and I always felt like whenever I needed additional support, whether or not a faculty member was my advisor or not, they would offer up support and help to come to office hours, give advice, find career opportunities. So last spring, I was having a really hard time getting into classes, and I reached out to cognitive psych professor Nate Cornell, and he invited me into his office to try to help me figure out what to do, who to email, how to get the ball rolling with getting into classes. And ever since then, he's kind of made himself known as like a figure for support and someone I could talk to about career opportunities, go on a walk, discuss psychology. So him in particular has been it's been really nice to have a faculty member that I can reach out to. So the pandemic definitely affected my trajectory as an athlete. I was sort of planning on going to New Zealand for my abroad experience in the summer, which would mean, because it's winter in the other hemisphere, skiing all summer, coming back in November, and then continuing to ski for the rest of the year. So just getting so much more time on snow. And the pandemic obviously directly impacted that with sort of bans on travel and things like that. So now it's kind of a matter of reorienting myself back into the sport, figuring out how to do this with less experience on snow. So last year, sort of leading up to this pandemic, the Alpine ski team was really outperforming ourselves. I think we had one of the best seasons in almost a decade. Maddie Deco went to NCAA national championships. Sort of partway through, everyone had to disband as we all had to go home. And this year it's been really challenging trying to get time on snow. It's sort of been like an independent venture through January and December. Everyone on the team sort of needed to do networking with their old schools, their old coaches, try to get any sort of time on snow. And since coming back and the phase 2 getting pushed back, it doesn't look like we'll be getting on snow this semester either, which just means we'll have to get creative in the future in terms of how to rebuild the team. So during my college search, it was really important to me that I have a place that I could both excel in my skiing and my athletics, but also in my academics. And I think what Williams offered me was a place where I could compete on a Division I level with other Division I teams and get the best academics I could possibly get. And I think that as such a driven person, that was really important to me to challenge myself, overcome certain things. I loved how Williams could offer me both exceptional athletic opportunities and exceptional academic and future opportunities. So competitions in NCAAs or even just the regular season, the level of competition and the quality of athlete is very high. And typically there are a handful of athletes who are also competing at a professional level. So that means World Cups on national teams, rigorous training schedules. So it's definitely challenging coming from an institution that also is academically rigorous to incorporate a rigorous training schedule in order to be competitive. My dad always used to tell me, if you're not crashing, you're never getting better. So definitely a reality of ski racing is having some pretty serious crashes and learning how to sort of overcome that and not be afraid while you're on the hill. Me especially, I'm a big crasher. I always push the limits, and oftentimes that means that I can go down pretty hard. But thus far, I've been pretty lucky in terms of injury, knock on wood. In terms of future plans after I graduate, I really am kind of directionless. I feel like uncertainty is something I've learned to cope with, especially after this year. And my only goal is really to apply myself in a space that I feel aligns with my values and my morals as a person. And I think a company that is socially conscious and environmentally conscious is really important to me. For this summer, an opportunity I'm seriously considering is an internship with the organization Ignite, whose mission is to promote and encourage women to get involved in politics. So as of now, this opportunity would still be remote just because we're still sort of planning out, figuring out the ends of this pandemic and the distribution of the vaccine. But I'm definitely very excited to get involved with a company that has a mission that I feel like I relate to, and I would love to see more empowered women